Hi, and welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. Can you do a STEAM education project with your children or students with just one simple piece of paper? I'll tell you how to do it. Before we get to that, though, we need to hop right into our Science Club news. So welcome to Live with Ms. Steph on Monday, May 5th. All right, I am going to address the fact that I'm going live early for scheduling purposes and just for convenience for myself. I did decide to go live a bit earlier than expected. That being said, if you're watching this on the replay, thank you. All right, so yes. Hi, I am Stephanie E. Farmer, founder and executive director of Triple F Empowerment, Inc. We provide camp, classes, community, and consulting here in the Harlem area. We focus on STEAM education, science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics. And yes, you can do a STEAM activity with just one simple piece of paper, and we'll actually talk about the importance of doing activities with quote unquote accessible materials later in the video. As far as your Science Club news, things you need to know about, you need to know that we are finishing up our school year. The traveling science teacher and Saturday Science Club school years run from October to May. And so this month we will be wrapping up both the traveling science teacher initiatives and the Saturday Science Club program, and we'll resume again in October. Some of you may be wondering, well, that seems a little different than the school year that's here in New York City. A lot of schools in New York City go from September to June. For us, we know that folks need to get themselves settled at the beginning of the year, which is why we do not provide programming in September. And then folks need to kind of not only wind down, but there are so many extra events happening in the month of June. In fact, holding our programming is disruptive for what families need to be able to get done. And so for that reason, we do not hold programming during those months as far as traveling science teacher and Saturday Science Club. We do our serious, like full court press community outreach happens in June and September. And then we know that in July, we have our summer science club. On May 10th, this coming Saturday, we will hold our final Saturday Science Club session that will be at Wadleigh on 114th Street at 215 West 114th. We will hold Saturday Science Club from 12 to 2 p.m. Then we will hold our culmination event. We've already got volunteers that are signed up for our lovely culmination event of the Saturday Science Club adventures on May 17th at the 116th Street play area inside of Morningside Park. For those of you who do not know, Morningside Park is Ms. Steph's favorite park. So that's why we're holding it there, because that's my favorite park here in New York City. And there are so many lovely things that your young person is going to be able to do whilst you join us for the meetup. The idea behind the meetup is for all of the children to get an opportunity to really play, get some nice gross motor activity, and for the parents to have a chit chat with each other. If there's parents that you've missed and you haven't gotten to see a fellow parent during, hi, thank you for watching Live with Ms. Steph, during the school year, or maybe you've kind of crossed paths but haven't had the opportunity to really sit down and speak to a fellow parent, this is an opportunity to do that. We will have one or two outdoor friendly science, thank you so much for watching, outdoor friendly science activities that will be happening. And you're most welcome to bring a snack for the other families to share if you would like to join us. Again, that is on May 17th, Saturday, May 17th, from 11 a.m. to 1 p.m., our annual Science in the Park meetup. This year, we are meeting at the 116th Street and Morningside Play area. That is when and where we will have the Science in the Park meetup this year. Keep in mind, if it rains, we will not cancel it. We will just have it not be in the park. Our rain location is our classroom over at Wadleigh. All right. And when I say our classroom, remember we borrow that classroom and get to use it on Saturdays. And so we will simply just be at Wadleigh if it rains. But clarify for yourselves, just make hi, welcome to Live with Ms. Steph. This is great. I actually went live a little earlier, so I'm thankful that folks are joining in. Thank you all so much for watching, and both of you for the support that you've lent throughout the year and just how you like things and all that type of stuff. Shout out to you. But yes, so May 10th, Saturday Science Club at our regular location. May 17th, the location and the time is different. Make sure you keep an eye on those things. Then on May 31st, we will be at the Harriet Tubman Learning Center, their outdoor area for their annual wellness fair. We will be passing out free slime on that day. There's no slime. Oh, thank you so much for the hellos from everybody. Hi. There's no slime on the 17th, y'all. We're not doing slime on the 17th. We're playing and having a great time outdoors, but there's no slime on the 17th. On the 31st, there will be slime. All right. But yes, hello to everyone. Thank you so much. As far as the activity that I promised you, let's go ahead and hop into that activity. I told you that I would teach you a STEAM activity. Now, some of y'all who are Gen Xers like me, okay, are going to be like, seriously, Miss Stephanie? Yes, seriously. The reason we're doing this particular activity today is because I am interacting with students who don't know how to make this particular item. And yes, some of us may have gotten in trouble for it back in the day. But to be able to build, well, even build is to make this item demonstrates multiple science, technology, engineering, arts, and mathematics skills. Today, we're going to talk paper airplane. Y'all may have already guessed that. But yes, today's STEAM activity is a paper airplane. If you're wondering more about Science Club news and want to get updates and send me texts and all that type of stuff, you can totally do that. My email is mssteph@tfempowerment.org. I'm going to drop it in the chat, as well as there are ways to reach out and get more information on our website about the different things that we've got coming up. And especially, I do want to give you a loving reminder that this is the time to support us. If you're looking to come alongside us for Summer Science Club, we are raising funds for Summer Science Club, which is why I'm going live and or uploading a video every day in the month of May. Every day, y'all. All right, so the key, or one of the keys to a good paper airplane, as we know, is your folds, and more specifically folding, like creating symmetry, right? So one of the things that your students may struggle with, first of all, any engineering activity that they've never done, remember, they are going to be apprehensive. A lot of them, I did this lesson last week, a lot of the students were very apprehensive. And I'm talking upper elementary. I'm not talking like babies, okay? They were apprehensive because they were just so unsure, because kids don't make paper airplanes these days, apparently. But they're super fun, and it's a piece of paper per kit. Y'all, you're always asking me like, Miss Steph, how do I do it? Or like, where do I get the materials? This is a piece of paper per kid. I strongly recommend doing like printer paper, or, I mean, old school. I don't even know if folks are even rocking anymore, like notebook paper. Okay. But the first thing you need to do is you need to either do a hamburger or a hot dog fold. Let the children choose. Some of them, depending on how far removed from doing this type of activity they are, they're going to overthink it. So again, we're hopping into our tips already. You want to let the children feel very free. Make one yourself. Let them see whether or not yours is a fail. And it's actually better if yours doesn't work, because then they kind of get to see that and they get comfortable with that. But that being said, make a sample one first. And a lot of them will be nervous about this, especially if some of the children are struggling with fine motor skills. Folding, all that type of stuff is a great habit for them to have. And an ability, a skill. This is a skill, right? It's just like writing. It's just like writing in quote unquote cursive. It's a skill, okay? Right? So fold it in half. You want to encourage them. You see how mine is as close to perfectly in half as possible. This is where we're kicking in the M. Mathematics. This is a symmetry activity, so they can either fold it in half hamburger-wise or half hot dog-wise, regardless, in half. I am holding this up. I'm going to tell you how I always tell the students. I'm holding this up so you can see it, but the fold, as we know, happens best if it's on a flat surface. So I'm going to bring y'all down so that you can see flat surface. All right, so I'm folding. Then you can kind of start to describe things for your students. You can tell them they're going to make like a house or a triangle shape at the top, but really have them take their time. A lot of students will kind of go like this. They won't recognize that midline is their guide. Okay. And it needs to be creased. And they need to be patient. This is something that seems very simple and seems like it can be rushed. It should not be rushed. Fold. And again, the idea of symmetry here is the thing that you're trying to do. Mine is not perfectly symmetrical. But again, you get to see the benefits and the issues with not having it to be perfectly symmetrical. I am making the simplest one. The engineering part is going to come in when the children decide how they want to fold it. Also, you can do an art portion. The kids can color the paper before and after. Okay, so you can get out markers. I would suggest doing it with markers. You can get out markers and they can color the paper before they start folding and then see what design is created after it's folded. That one is super fun. Or they can get out markers and they can start to draw decals on it, just like they would decorate a plane. They can talk about doing, you can kind of do, this can even be in economics, depending on how old your students are. And like a travel unit. For those of you, I know our pre-K fam has to do, you do transportation, right? Paper airplanes. Will it be challenging for my early childhood friends? Yes, but that's okay. Remember, y'all remember how I roll. That's fine. That it's hard. It should be. We want them to experience the opportunity to be supported while they're trying something that's difficult. So you see, look, I'm done. Now, there are all kinds of things. My co-teacher buddy over at one of the upper elementary, like he like does it like if there's you can fold it here instead. Let the children kind of decide, but the thing that you want to point out to them is that it needs to be symmetrical. See how now this is shorter. Is that going to perform better? Maybe it will, maybe it won't, right? And so the engineering portion of it is changing the design to enhance performance, not to just change it just for entertainment, but to enhance performance. So I can fold this in, right? Make sure my creases are good. So you see the more folds I get, I'm starting to kind of augment what things look like, and then let them actually throw the airplane. That's my final tip. All right. Before we get ready to close out today's Live with Ms. Steph, my final tip, let them actually test the airplane. Also, since all it is a piece of paper and some marker if you decide to decorate it, sending these home is a very budget friendly for most of the schools that I've been at. Very few of the schools I've been at will have challenges. Bonus tip, because I said I was doing last tip. Bonus, not even tip, but clarification. Printer paper or writing paper is going to be the best paper. Trying to do, say, for my early childhood sites that have like a bunch of construction paper. Construction paper could be challenging. Will it work? Yes. Is it the best? No. All right. Remember, I am actually going to throw this. I'm not going to show you but remember to let them test out the flying their own. Okay. Also, really make sure that they do their own folds. You're going to be tempted to fold it for them. You're going to be tempted to let other children fold it for them. They need to do it themselves. It is okay if it doesn't work the first time. That's it for Live with Ms. Steph today. Thank you for watching Live with Ms. Steph, and have an absolutely wonderful day.